I didn't feel brave that morning, just quiet. Hospitals have a way of making decisions feel smaller than they are. Everything is softened, the lighting, the voices, even the language. Nothing sounds like a choice. It sounds like a process already in motion. They had already taken my blood twice, already marked my wrist, already told me where to lie down. My son was in another room, one floor above. I hadn't seen him yet. No one suggested it. "It's better to stay focused," my daughter-in-law had said, her hand briefly pressing my shoulder like I was the one being managed. She didn't raise her voice once. That was the unsettling part. She spoke like someone explaining something obvious. "He needs this. You're his mother." Not "please," not "thank you." Just a sentence that left no space for anything else. I remember nodding, not because I agreed, but because it seemed like the expected movement. Like signing your name at the bottom of a page you haven't fully read. The doctor came in with a tablet, reviewing things I barely absorbed. "Standard procedure. You're a match. We'll take good care of you." A match. That word carried more weight than anything else I had been to him in years. I tried to summon memories that would make this feel natural. Moments that would justify how easily everyone had arrived at this conclusion. There were some. Birthdays. A fever I stayed up all night for, his first job. But there were also long silences, calls he didn't return, conversations that felt transactional. I never said that out loud. Even in my own head, it felt disloyal. The curtain rustled slightly before I noticed him. My grandson. He wasn't supposed to be there. Someone must have let him wander in, assuming he'd just sit quietly and wait. He didn't. He stood near the foot of the bed, looking at me in a way children sometimes do when they sense something adults are pretending not to. "Grandma," he said, softer than I expected. I smiled automatically. "You shouldn't be in here." He didn't move. Instead, he asked something that didn't fit the room at all. Should I tell the truth? I thought I misheard him. Or maybe he was repeating something from a game, a story. "The truth about what?" I asked, still smiling, still trying to keep everything smooth. He hesitated, not scared, just careful. "About why Dad needs your kidney." Something in the air shifted, not loudly, not dramatically, just enough that the nurse at the doorway straightened slightly. "That's not something you need to worry about," my daughter-in-law said quickly, stepping closer, still calm, still controlled. But the boy didn't look at her. He kept looking at me. "He wasn't sick before," he said. "Not really." Silence stretched in a way that felt wrong. Children don't usually get to interrupt decisions like this. The doctor glanced between us, then back at the tablet, then paused. "What do you mean?" he asked, not sharply, just differently. The boy shrugged a little. He didn't take his medicine, and he drank even when he wasn't supposed to. Mom told him to stop, but he trailed off. My daughter-in-law exhaled, a controlled, measured sound. "He doesn't understand the full situation," she said. "This isn't helpful right now." But it was too late for that. The word preventable entered the room without being spoken. The doctor's posture changed, not aggressive, not accusatory, just attentive in a new way. "I'm going to need to review the patient's history again," he said. Simple sentence, clear shift. For the first time that morning, someone looked at me, not past me, not through me. "At any point," he added, "you can choose not to proceed. This is entirely voluntary." Entirely voluntary. I repeated that silently, like it was a phrase in a language I used to know but had forgotten. No one had said it like that before. My daughter-in-law stepped closer again, her voice still even but thinner now. "We've already gone through everything. She understands." Did I? I looked down at my hands. The hospital bracelet, the pen mark where they had drawn a line earlier. I realized something uncomfortable. I hadn't been agreeing. I had just not been refusing. There's a difference, a quiet one, but real. "I need a moment," I said. It surprised even me. The sound of it. No one argued. Not immediately. The room didn't explode. There were no raised voices, no dramatic confrontations, just a pause that hadn't existed before. My grandson stepped back, as if his part was done. He didn't look proud, he didn't look scared, just relieved. I didn't ask for details. Not right then. I didn't demand explanations or apologies. I just sat there, letting the weight of the choice return to where it belonged. With me. Upstairs, my son was still sick. That hadn't changed. Whatever he had done or not done didn't erase that. But it changed something else. The certainty. I didn't go into surgery that day. No one said I was wrong. No one said I was wrong. No one said I was right. There were conversations later. Complicated ones. Incomplete ones. My daughter-in-law stopped calling me mother after that. She started using my name. It sounded more honest. My son and I, we speak sometimes. Carefully. As if we're both aware that something fragile is sitting between us. It isn't anger. It isn't forgiveness either. Just truth. Finally allowed into the room. And it turns out, truth doesn't fix things. But it does stop them from being decided for you.